All right. Hello, this is Wmpyr. I got a comment from Canonirable. So first of all, thank you for your comment, and I wanna respond back to this comment, and I think it'll be a good video, hopefully. One of the reasons why I like your videos so much is because they help me take a good critical look at myself, how and why I do things. Um, thank you. Thank you for those kind words. Super ultra kind. Um, Look, one of the things I think is important for a martial arts person is you want to look at things as realistic as possible, and that takes practice. Okay. Um, that takes a lot of practice because there's so many things that could uh, how do I call affect our point of views and change the way we think and you know make it difficult for us to see the simple truth. Okay. And maybe the truth itself is not so simple. It's very dynamic. It has things that are coming in involved, consequences and things like that. But we have to start by being able to see just the simple truth, and then there's layers, of course. Um, and being able to critically look at yourself. This is the key to improve yourself. So what you're doing as a martial artist when you're training and practicing and you're fixing things, like it could be a simple your stance or the way that you're throwing punches, and you watch yourself and you're constantly doing it, and through the repetitions you notice, oh, I could do this better, or oh, I was missing this, or whatever. All these little things that you're noticing, these micro things that can take months or even years to change and improve and tweak as you go, as you keep training. Those are all things that you're learning how to examine yourself, like you just said, critically look at yourself in a positive way for the purpose of improvement, for the purpose of eliminating weaknesses, for the purpose of making the things that you do good even better, right? So that is what we need. And then also, it's problem solving skills, and in a real life situation, there could be a problem as simple as five guys came in and they're all armed. How do I solve this problem? Oh, there's an exit this way, or whatever. Um, Being able to problem solve and being able to look, in order to solve the problem, you have to see what is really happening here. You know, those five guys, are they a distraction? Is there something really happening over here? What is the goal? What is, you want to be able to see the truth in that sense as much as you can. Um, and once again, to improve yourself, you need to be able to see yourself as realistically as possible and go, oh, because it's so easy for somebody to see themselves and go, yeah, I'm pretty awesome. And that's not a realistic perspective as far as like improving goes. So it's those are, to me, very, very important, and that's why I'm trying to address these kinds of videos where I'm looking at other videos and bringing up my ideas and stuff. And I hope that you guys can see that I'm trying to do it in a respectful manner, not just sitting back and opening my big mouth and nobody could do it right except for me. Not this kind of attitude. You know what I mean? So, all right. It's not only helpful to identify unproductive patterns and attitudes, but it just as often serves me well in coming to the conclusion that I am on the right path with this or that, and it motivates me even more to hold on to what I found works and go deeper in that direction. Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to see that there's certain things that is going to be more productive and other things that are obviously not productive, and you tweak it. And just because something is unproductive for you or you feel that way, it doesn't necessarily mean that that is right or wrong. So that's important to know. It just means that this time and place right now in your journey with your level of understanding, which is different from my level of understanding and what level I'm at, and we're totally different people, what clicks for you at this point? What clicks for me? It's not I'm right or I'm wrong, it's a lot of times I don't worry too much about right or wrong. It's more, yes, there's a certain base of right and wrong, but it's more so, how can I explain this? Right or wrong is kind of like a beginner terminology. And for those people that they say they're advanced or they think they're intermediate or advanced or masters or whatever, and they're using right or wrong terminology, I think they're wrong. I think as much as I just said right now, you don't use that, right or wrong. I don't think that's a good way to view things, okay? For a beginner level, right or wrong makes sense, because if you're doing a Shotokan karate stance, right, there is a right or wrong way to stand when textbook wise, same with Kyokushin or same with Wing Chun Kung Fu. If you're doing the form, there is, the correct Silam Tao. There is a correct way and an incorrect way to do it. Same with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, everything. There's a right or wrong. But then as you get further, once past the textbook, right? Past the textbook, which it's not, the textbook shouldn't take 20 years. Okay, that's it shouldn't take 20, 30, 40 years. No, that's insane. The textbook is your basics, okay? So once you get that basics down, then from there you can't really say right or wrong, because the best example I could give you is boxing. Look at boxing. If you said, no, this is the right way to jab, this is the wrong way to jab. For a beginner, yes, that exists. But then once you go to the expert level, look at the way Muhammad Ali jabs. Look at the way Mike Tyson jabs. Look at the way Holyfield jabs. Look at the way Lennox Lewis jabs. It's all different. It's all different, okay? So then we're talking about what is important then is holes in your system. In your methodology, what are the holes? Okay, that's what we're looking at, is in your system. Okay, so if you have this system like, I'm going to straight blast a guy, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so that's great. All right, so you're going to take the initiative. You're going to dominate the opponent. All right, so if that's what you're going to do, if the other guy can take your hits and he comes in with a hooking punch or a punch that comes around, whether it's from the bottom or even from the top, okay, or from the side, what do you do against that, okay? And if you don't have an answer and you go, well, I'm just going to straight blast them and that's all I need, there's a severe hole in your game, something you've never addressed, something you just, I don't know what you weren't thinking, There has to be something there. If not, you're going to find out the hard way. And if you find out in combat, a lot of times it's too late. The person who's already mapped it out is going to have an advantage over you because they mapped it out and then they've already made it into muscle memory. It's autopilot. So you're going to be way behind and you won't be able to keep up against someone like that. So that's why your system, and if you've never competed before, when you compete under pressure, what happens is your game plan, as much as you think you've thought out your game plan, the holes start to appear. And it's so funny how Like I remember, I thought I was like, okay, I'm gonna do great against this guy, and then boom, and everything's happening on the other side. Okay, I'm like, I'm here where I want to be, but it's on the other. I want it to be on my right side, but it's happening on my left. What do I do? This is not my good side. Now I have holes coming in. Okay, so it's funny how that happens. So that's why they say pressure testing, sparring is very important. But once again, it's not just about sparring, and then your body just breaks down. Okay, you want to be very smart about it, and that's why what I suggest, and I believe it's possible, is to decrease the amount of sparring as much as possible and increase the thinking where it counts. And where does it count is to eliminate those holes. And that goes back to the first part where you were talking about being able to take a good critical look at yourself, at your game plan, at the way you fight, at the way you handle things, your style, your fighting methodology. So anyway, okay. So right here, thank you very much for the great guidance you offer us as a very dedicated, enthusiastic, but always honest and extremely respectful teacher. Wow, man, way too kind. And dare I say, role model. No, yes, I'm a teacher, right? But I'm just a guide. Okay. All I can do is everyone has their own path. So I could just help guide people, give recommendations, and hopefully it helps, and hopefully, it's a good direction. So that's all I could do. I could point you in a direction. You got to walk it, right? So greetings and all my best wishes to you and your loved ones from Switzerland. Oh, thank you so much. Same back to you. And I'm sure it is cold and beautiful over there. I've never been, but I've seen the photos and it looks amazing. So, especially as a kid and also in Japan, I've seen. I think Switzerland's one of those places that's very Japan friendly, if I'm not mistaken. There's some like signs and stuff in Japanese for Japanese tourists and stuff. But either way, I have seen some amazing photos of Switzerland over there. So thank you again for the comment, and take care. And I guess it's not too early to say happy holidays. Happy holidays to everyone. So that's it for now. Wmpyr over and out.